Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, as usual, we're going to talk boxing. So, I think it's UB Cologne, who's a subscriber to my channel. I told him to look at feinting and also about ineffectiveness of a jab at the elite level if you depend on your jab alone. And I told him look at Oscar De La Hoya versus Floyd Mayweather, and he said, well, he said Oscar had a rotator cuff injury when he was fighting Floyd Mayweather, and that's why he didn't throw the jab as much. To which I answered, no, I've never seen any evidence of that anywhere. And in fact, Oscar was very healthy when he was fighting Floyd Mayweather. And I said, go watch the fight and see why he didn't throw his jab as much. So what I'm going to do with this video is I'm going to show you why throwing the jab is not enough against fighters like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. In fact, if you've looked at the stats where they have similar opposition, that opposition that fought them was not able to land significant amounts of jabs. They are actually able to land more power punches than jabs against these two guys. Now there is a reason. So I'm going to first start with Manny Pacquiao here, and you're going to watch in slow motion what Pacquiao is doing. Now let me explain a couple things. One, boxers like Pacquiao and Mayweather, they don't just use jabs. Yes, they use jabs in their fights. Don't get me wrong, and they do use it as a fundamental element in their fight, but it's not the only element. It's not the only go-to. So I'm going to just explain this to the casual fan. In boxing, there is a lot of feinting that goes on. So this video is going to show you a number of different things. I'm not going to be able to describe them all, but I want you to see that Oscar's jab is actually ineffective against Pacquiao. He does throw the jab, but he can't land that jab. And Oscar is known as a good jabber because he times his opponent very well and he usually lands with his jab. So let's pay attention to what happens here in slow motion. Okay? Here we go. So first of all, Pacquiao feints Oscar. It looks like he's going to throw the right hand. Instead, he throws the straight left. Oscar wasn't ready for that. It shocked him. Oscar responds with a straight right and then a jab, both of which miss Pacquiao. Okay? Let's go with Oscar versus Floyd Mayweather. This is going to be in real speed, so it's going to be blindingly fast. Oscar starts off, Floyd is gauging him. Oscar's looking to throw that jab. He throws the jab, but it doesn't hit anything. Floyd comes in with his jab to the pit. Very important you understand what Floyd is doing to Oscar. He knows Oscar is bigger and stronger than him, so he has to weaken Oscar. This is the 11th round of the fight. Let's keep it going. Ties him up. Now they're inside. Oscar throws two wide punches to the outside of Floyd, blocked by his elbows. Floyd gets a left hook in and then an uppercut that buckles Oscar De La Hoya. So immediately Oscar De La Hoya is not being effective, but Floyd is extremely effective against him. And he also lands a jab in Oscar's face. Oscar is now not trigger happy because Floyd is too fast. Floyd jabs him again. Oscar can't block the punch. The speed is too much for Oscar. And Floyd flashes another jab. And Floyd flashes another jab that touches Oscar in his head. Oscar realizes he is a target. You see, in boxing, people say, oh, you need to land more jabs, you need to punch people, you need to hurt this person. But the truth of the matter is, in boxing, there are also punches coming back at you. And if those punches hurt, they will deter you from throwing punches. Let's keep going. There's another jab by Floyd. Now Floyd has a shorter reach. He's the shorter fighter. Why is he jabbing Oscar? Same reason as Manny Pacquiao. They're able to fool you into thinking that they're further away from you than they really are. Oscar replies finally with a jab, to which Floyd touches the outer right guard of Oscar because he's gearing up for something. And there it is. Now he's so quick that he touches the guard of Oscar to find out distance, and then he jabs Oscar to the pit, and he right hooks Oscar over his jabbing hand to the head, telling Oscar, I can hit you here, and I will punish you if you try to throw the jab. See, Oscar was in between throwing the jab and trying to get the distance. This is called disciplining your opponent, making them do what you want to do, otherwise you will punish them if they try to do otherwise. Jabs Oscar. So I'm the jabber here. You're not the jabber here. It's very psychological. Floyd is picking his spots, watching at Oscar from different angles. Oscar is now very defensive. Straight right to Oscar's head. Oscar's very defensive right now. Floyd is pouring with the jab, and then again another blisteringly fast straight right. So Oscar De La Hoya right now, he's not thinking of jabbing Floyd. He wants to hit him, but he also knows he's going to get something in return. Jim Lampley summed it up very right. Again, an overhand right hook, preventing Oscar from throwing the jab. If he's thinking of throwing the jab, he has to think about being countered by a right hook. Stab to the pit and a right hook to the head. And Floyd is really starting to kill Oscar with that. So he's sapping his energy while he's hitting him in the head. So Oscar has thrown away that jab. He's not even interested in throwing a jab right now. Floyd is the one jabbing. Engaging distance. Another jab. Oscar is trying to throw a jab, but this jab doesn't do anything. It's half-hearted. Floyd is gearing up to hit him again with a straight right, and Floyd is the one jabbing away in these final rounds. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in boxing, it's very, very cerebral. And basically Floyd took Oscar's heart away from him in this fight. And he took his stamina away from him. He took his offensive capabilities away from him. He took his left hook away from him. He did so many things. He disarmed Oscar. Oscar was just walking around the ring like a zombie, really. It wasn't because he was old, because he decapitated Ricardo Mayorga. It was because Floyd took away his offensive weapons. And one of his greatest offensive weapons was his jab. As Bernard Hopkins would say, I will take your tools away from you, and I will use your tools against you. This is exactly what Floyd did to Oscar De La Hoya. Again, intelligence trumps skills. Any day, anytime. You guys have a great day.